Everybody's cool with that. Um, I've got a guest speaker who may or may not make it, Mitch Russo from Results Breakthrough, the CEO of Chet Holmes and Tony Robbins' company is offering his software system that we're going to be talking about. Hopefully we'll be talking about that in a little bit as an extra free tool that's included in our membership. But let me start. Again, I've got everything recorded. I'm excited to see several of you. I know I've got at least 3 other people who confirmed that they were going to be making it. We'll just welcome them as they come. And switch to day. So just to go over the format real quick, I want to do a quick intro. This is a real special time for all of us to get together and to support each other. I wanted to be very open to giving, as we all already are, but also to be able to receive support. Everyone has the opportunity to be heard, and it's up to us to be able to really receive, and I'm here for you for that reason. So whatever you need during this time, please be willing to ask for the help that you need. And this is a safe environment, so I want it to be honored as a sacred space between all of us to be able to share openly what's happening in our businesses, what type of support that we need, what we can offer to help other people. So I'm going to start with just a quick check-in so that we can all see who here is in the room, and then I'll go over the total format. So let's go in order. John, you were first. Oh, let's see. Quick check-in is your name, where you're calling from, and 2 words that describe how you're feeling right now.
Let's see. John Paduchak. I'm from Hudson, New Hampshire, near Boston. And 2 words. Cold and snowy. That's what it is here.
Not in Orlando.
No.
Cold and snowy. Very good. Thank you.
Got a good 78 degrees. It's phenomenal outside here. So, in your face, John.
Jill, I believe you are next.
I'm in Vail, Colorado, and it's sunny and bright.
Nice.
Sunny and bright, and that's how you're feeling as well, correct?
I have a waning headache, but I am feeling pretty sunny and bright, yes.
Great check-in. Thank you. Denise?
Oh, I'm Denise. I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where it's actually sunny and bright today, too, and I feel open and grounded.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Thomas?
Thomas Waterman, Orlando, Florida. For some reason, I thought everyone was from here, so my apologies. And I'm feeling grateful and excited.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Kianga was on and left. She also is from Orlando. And
no, I'm still here. I'm not sure why you can't see me. My video isn't working. I'm not sure why.
That's okay. We hear you. Beautiful. Do you want to check in?
Yeah, my name is Kianga. I am in Lake Mary, Florida at the moment, and I am coming down with a cold, so feeling a little subdued.
Excellent. Thank you, Kianga. And mute you again, or if you want to mute yourself. Thank you. And I will introduce myself. I'm Mark Porteous. I'm also in Lake Mary, Florida, and I am feeling enthusiastic and I was going to say enthusiastic and optimistic. There's the challenges that are coming up, but enthusiastic and optimistic sound good to me. That's what came up. So,
hey, Mark, Tracy's here.
Oh, good. Tracy, hi. How are you?
Hi. I just don't have my video. I'm en route. This is Tracy Quinn. I'm from Kissimmee, Florida. And Thomas, please don't think I stole your words because I wrote them down before you said them. But my 2 words are grateful and excited as well.
Nice. Right on.
Excellent. And it's fun that we're in the time of gratitude. So I do want to share and hear from each of you what we're grateful for right now. But I always love the theme of gratitude. And when I did my very first telesummit, how we launched our business, each of the different transformational leaders all shared that was the one thing that every single one of them had in common is one of the most powerful tools was gratitude.
Oh, it's so powerful. Just to speak for Kianga, just chatted. I guess there's another person on the call that you're not seeing. Ida?
Ida.
Oh, wonderful. It's crazy. I wonder why I'm not seeing them. But thank you for pointing out Ida. And thank you, Thomas. So Ida, are you able to speak? Can we hear you?
Yeah, hi, how's everybody?
There she is.
Great.
Okay, yeah, I was saying that I'm gonna be off camera basically because I'm gonna have to be moving around, but I can still hear everybody. I'm Ida. I'm currently in Baltimore. Let me put this on a little bit. I'm currently in Baltimore, but I'm from the Bahamas, and I'm grateful to be here and meet everybody who I haven't met before. I don't think I've met anybody before.
It's funny. It's always a different mix of people, and some people we haven't seen in quite some time. So good to have you here, Ida.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas, for helping out, and Kianga.
You've got Lorenzo now too.
Yeah, that was a tag team effort.
And Lorenzo is here, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here as well.
Hey, Lorenzo. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. I know, you got my picture.
Yeah, so we did our typical quick check-in with our name, where we're calling in from, and two words that describe how we're feeling.
I am socially engaged. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised in Southern California, and happy to be chatting with all of you and with Mark. He's an amazing young man, and I enjoy our time together.
Awesome. Thank you, Lorenzo. Good to have you here. Appreciate it. Well, I mentioned earlier before a couple of you were on that we had a special guest planned, Mitch Russo. He's also moving from Massachusetts to Florida right now, and I'm not even sure if he made it and all of his stuff made it. I haven't heard back from him today, so we will revisit that. But I'm going to send you a link because it's about support and accountability. Lorenzo, I don't know if you already met Mitch?
I have not, at least not by name. I don't recognize him.
Excellent. Well, I think he's another excellent person for your network, and anybody who's doing coaching programs, you may want to be able to incorporate it the same way that I am. But we'll go back into that conversation around accountability. Since he's not here right now, I think we'll just skip that part of it and really go into the main meat of the mastermind. We'll start off with a networking, really sharing who you are, who you're here to serve, what problems that you solve, and what transformation that you create, and then really what support that would be most helpful for you right now. And then after that, we'll do a love seat, which is our version of the hot seat. So anybody who feels like they would like to have some coaching group support from all of us, we'll have a chance to do that. So we'll spend probably the next half an hour to 45 minutes just on the networking piece of it. So I want to see how many people we've got here. I can't see everybody, but it looks like we have 7. Oh, I don't know. Let me try switching to gallery.
9.
9. Good. Thank you. So yes, if you can, we'll do I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes of sharing and then 2 minutes of receiving. That'll get us at least everybody gets the 4 minutes. And to help save time, if you can share your resources in the chat section. Ida is saying that she's forgetting how the 2-word check-in. So she's feeling frazzled. Great. So thank you very much for sharing how you're feeling, your quick check-in. I do want to use the chat box. So if you want to share any resources there as well, I can copy them and save them afterwards. So again, we're going to go through and do an introduction of who it is that you serve and the problems that you solve, as well as what challenges you're facing right now in your business and what kind of support we can offer you. Everybody clear on that?
Got it.
Awesome. Is there anyone that would like to start? Awesome, Thomas.
I got you. So yeah, I'm Thomas, and I empower purpose-driven coaches. I really believe purpose-driven coaches are on the front lines of transformation in the world. So I love serving you. And what I do is I empower you to turn your purpose into profit and full-time income. So you can go from that frazzled, frustrated feeling to feeling free and fulfilled in life. That's who I serve. That's what I do. That's what I believe in. And the help I need, I think I'm really looking to create more rituals in my life and be more consistent with my daily ritualistic, habitual experience. And that's not exactly in my nature. And it's every single time I add to that, I get more rituals in my life tends to improve. So if anyone has any ideas around that, around how to be more consistent on a daily basis, really frame the energy, really be intentional so I can progress in a meaningful direction consistently. I'm open to hearing anything about that.
Awesome. Very clear and concise. Does anybody want to share any, have any clarifying questions or anything else they want to share or support?
Denise.
Yeah, hi, Thomas.
Hey.
I'm just wondering, what kind of rituals are you looking for? Rituals for yourself so that you can create more structures, or rituals you can use to work with other people?
Oh, for myself. Yeah, for myself.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can talk about that. I know a lot about ritual.
I'd love
and
to.
I'm actually working with habit evolution. That's what my new coaching focus is.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with you.
Yeah, let's do that.
You were exactly right. When you first said that, that's what I was thinking about, your program. That I'm in your program right now, and a lot of that is about creating habits. So perfect. And there's a lot of different books. I'm sure you know about them. Right now, Brendan Burchard has a new book out around habits.
What's it called?
I'll have to look it up while the other people are chatting, because I just saw it promoted and I've read all of his other books and just saw it quickly. Does anybody else know the name of his book? Pull it up. Oh.
No, but Benjamin Hardy has a lot. He has a wonderful
I know Ben Hardy.
Okay.
I actually coach Ben Hardy for his TED Talk.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cool. And then is it Atomic Habits by James someone?
I don't know that one.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find it. I can't think of his last name.
And of course, Jack Hanfield's Success Habits is a huge one.
You see, it was on the cover. Oh, I'm sorry, on the cover of Time magazine last week. Was all about habits. That was the cover.
Look at that. It's just divine timing right now. Everything's coming into alignment.
And I love that, because again, that's where you are in your mission is just that refinement of yourself. So what you're looking for is just
totally. Yeah, it's all personal right now. I mean, my business is cranking, so it's more about me just staying on course personally and in health, especially with health, with physical and then mindset, spirituality, all that. So
awesome. Well, I'm going to ask permission to tag on an extra 2 minutes, because you mentioned TED Talks. Do you want to tell a little bit about what you're doing with that too?
Oh yeah, I'd love to. So I'm one of the co-organizers for TEDx Orlando. And as you know, there's TED, the major brand with the HQ in New York City. They do two big events every year. And then TEDx Orlando, or TEDx, is the franchised, licensed experience. There's like 5,000 of them across the world that happen every single year. And I'm a co-organizer for TEDx Orlando. I'm lucky enough to have our main leader was the chief digital strategist for TED HQ for the last few years until he came down to Florida to raise his family. So we just put on our huge event. Ben Hardy was one of our speakers. I got to coach him, and I do a lot of the curation. So choosing speakers and also coaching. So helping them deliver super inspirational talks that get people to actually do something, that take an actual action step instead of just be like, oh, that was cool. And it's like, hey, I'm going to go out and do something now because that TED Talk just rocked me. So Mark and I have talked about this. I'm always looking for people who have a story to share, people who have some deep wisdom that relates to the specific theme of our event. Because what we do is it's like a playlist. The way we explain it, it's like a mixtape for a girl I like or a guy someone may like. Every talk is curated. It's very nuanced. Mark, you good?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like putting together a mixtape for a girl I like. That's how we choose the speakers. So it's not just, oh, you're the best speaker in America, so I'm going to choose you. It has to be very tied to the theme. So every time I like to meet a lot of people, and then whenever I hear the theme for the year, I go out and I go, you, not you, but stay on deck. So that's something too that Mark thought would be valuable to the network. So putting that out there.
Absolutely, among many other things, especially around the structure, the mechanics of business. So we'll talk a lot more about that, but I definitely wanted to expose the TEDx. Thank you. And so also, if you don't mind, if you can put your how people can contact you or your website in the text box.
Okay. Yeah, add me on Facebook. That's where the magic happens. That's really it. That's where we can message and talk and empower each other and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll do that right now. I'll put that in the chat.
And so we'll have that in the Messenger's Facebook group too, so everybody can connect directly through that as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Mark, I was going to offer an interesting slant for everybody on the call that's interested. We do a lot of things at Shapeshift Company, and one of the things we do has a lunar astrologist, and we do mini readings, and I think it would be perfect for you, Thomas. Claudia has got 30 years of astrology, but what's really cool is there's 8 cycles in a month of lunar cycles, and your body and your emotions are tied to that. So she does really cool stuff around feelization. And it's a free reading just to get to know her, get to know about lunar astrology. So it might be fun for you and anybody. I put my email so you can reach out to me on email and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, I'm on the cusp of like fully believing that stuff. Like I want it so bad.
You're gonna love this lady because she can work your angles and really help you. So she's the perfect time for you based on what you've sold to me. I do a lot of spiritual work. And connect people, so I think it'd be super fun for you.
I'd love to entertain it. Just message me on Facebook. Let's talk.
I'll do that, and then she's on Facebook, and I've got my email out there for you. So
cool. I don't use email a lot. Just putting that out there. It's Facebook Messenger. Us millennials, we're just.
I'm all over that. Trust me. Just a couple of you.
Cool, man. Well, thanks for leaning in, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got it.
Thanks, Lorenzo. If we have no more sharing, who would like to go next? Denise, go ahead.
Yeah, I will, because I know I have to leave early. So that was great, Thomas. It really gave us a sense of who you are.
Thank you.
So I am a holistic life coach, and I'm a hypnotherapist, and I'm really transitioning in many ways in my life. I'm just recovering from a life-threatening long-term autoimmune disease. So I'm inspired to work with people that are recovering from illness, especially autoimmune. But also, I've worked for many years with people using breath work and hypnotherapy and things like that to really go through an evolution of their life in general, help them to create structures and systems that will assist them in really evolving. And I am working a lot with habit evolution right now, really have been delving into that deeply. And I am working a lot with people in the physical plane, really working with people that are recovering or that want to just have better habits to support them long term, to really move into radiant living and just living from that deep place of light within. And there's so many Ayurvedic habits. I've really been studying Ayurveda in particular recently that support people in that. And there's one particular program that I'm offering as an online class, and I'm also a part of working with a central group that is based in Ayurveda that is coaching all over the world. So that's me as usual, doing a zillion things, and I'm not very good at an elevator speech, but just contact me if you want further information.
And what kind of support would be most helpful for you right now?
Well, I'm really want to get clients. I'm in the midst of moving to another city now too, so I've had some local clients, and I am, of course, just did my pilot group that Mark's in, my online Awaken Your Body, Embody Your Life. So I'm going to be starting that again in late January, starting another 3-week program of that. But also I want to be working more and more online with personal. I'm just thinking lately I've had some, I don't know, amazing experiences. I feel like I've gone to a different level of being able to help people. And so with some of my private clients, and I'm really getting accustomed to working on Zoom. So I would love to start getting more long distance clients for one-on-one. I still call myself a hypnotherapist because I don't know what the hell to call myself, but that's at least, you know, an encapsulation to some degree. So yeah, that's what I'm really hungry for right now, is more clients on Zoom. I can move, I can still talk to them. And I'm not ready to give up that one-on-one. I'm just realizing lately how luscious that is for me and for them, hopefully.
I have a couple questions. Thank you, Denise. I think that was better than you think with your elevator speech. But there's nothing like clarity. I hear you. Let me put my phone on real quick. I have a question for you. What do you think is getting in the way of the clients? And I know you said you want to go online. What's holding you back, do you think?
Well, it's just right now it's disorganization. It's so many things changing at once. It's recovering from this illness, not having worked in a year, and now I have energy and now I have ambition. But yeah, I do feel scattered, and I am very scattered because I've got boxes half packed here and I've got paperwork all over. I do feel like I'm getting more and more focused. So if there were one particular thing, I guess it would be organization and clarity.
Yeah, bringing it all into one powerful offering, one powerful funnel, all that.
Yeah, exactly. Put it in a package, and then because I can't really offer it to people if I.
What about the marketing piece? How do you think you do getting people to go from curious or from cold to curious?
Pardon me?
How do you do getting people to go from cold to curious on the marketing side? Is that?
Well, I'm not doing much marketing. I mean, I've always done one-on-one marketing. I've always had a smaller business that was just all about relationships and word of mouth and everything. So it's just getting started. It's just getting out there. I use Facebook a lot. I have a large Facebook group. I have a large email list that I haven't used in ages. So it's just getting the contacts. And then I think I'm very good with people once I'm one-on-one with them. But it's getting the message out there, just even getting that started.
Yeah, I think your first bet is that clarity piece, is that one offering, that one message, that one ideal client, and speaking to them. Like the key is to know them better than they know themselves. Because when they feel like you know them better than they know themselves, they trust that you're the person with the solution. And then having a very intentional process to take them through. So not like, oh, let's have a conversation and hope, they end up buying, but say, hey, do you want to take the next step? Join my process, right? And have a process to take them through. And then you don't have to worry about anything ever again. It's all clear. It all makes sense. It's not easy to do, but I think you're right. The biggest thing for you to do is bring it into alignment. If you're doing stuff that isn't really what you want to do, just stop doing it. If you're spending time with people that aren't really your ideal client, just say no. And really invest in that one solution, that one ideal client, that one message. And I think it'll give you a lot of clarity and you'll start getting some traction.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you, Thomas.
Does that feel good?
Yeah, it feels really good.
Okay. And Denise, I'm really glad we started off with you. I know you have to go in 3 minutes, but this is a conversation for all of us, especially this idea of having single focus. The program that you're doing now, that is the single focus, right? Like you went through a whole training. They had a marketing piece of it. They had a structure to it. Is that you were excited about delivering that and having kind of all those pieces, but now it feels like it's not maybe all of that you would hope for, or how is it now?
No, it's all there. I'm still in training, and it's a matter of implementing all of it. But no, there's a wonderful structure, and it's varied too. They offer many options, and there's just immense training with this, both for the content and for the marketing. But it's just a matter of getting focused on doing that. And then also because I'm moving, I do want to get that new program started. But I guess right now I feel a little bit more excited about having one-on-one clients in my new location, having them online and getting moved and doing more things locally, more community-oriented things, and getting clients and groups going there. That's just really calling to my heart. I'm creating the launch for my next series of the class that you're taking.
And
And
so
that is a lot of information about how to do that, the class itself. Yeah.
and is what you want to do with one-on-one, is that similar? Is it the same focus as what you're doing in the group? Kind of going back to what Thomas was saying, having that single solution. Can you take people through that same process as the?
It's, my class is evolving because there's a basic class. It's a habit evolution class. I'm working with the 10 habits, but we're really quite welcome to and encouraged to do that in our own way. So I will do it probably with a lot more guided meditations and hypnosis, as well as the 10 habits and all of the format that's in place for that. Whereas when I work one-on-one with people, it's a lot more organic. It's a lot more in the moment, helping people to dissolve the blocks. It's much more spiritual, energetic work. So, yeah,
right. I'm going to give you a little kick in the butt here, Denise, and this is for you. I think you got to pick one. I think it's going to be this organic one-on-one local community, or it's going to be this program, this specific transformation online experience. And yes, some local people can be a part of that if they want. But I think what I found is when I don't fully lean into one thing, it's like me selling to everyone, or me marketing to everyone, and then I end up selling to no one. I think the key is for you to commit all of your energy and your effort on one thing, and you'll start seeing more traction.
Yeah, I agree. It's just hard to choose right now.
Listen, go inside, listen.
Okay.
And you'll be on our call next month to check back in and let us know how the move went and how all this other stuff is moving. And then at that point, I would love to really look at your plan for 2019 so that you do have the things that you were looking for about focus and clarity. So we'll give you a month to go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, sorry, Denise, if you have a couple of minutes, I agree with everything that Thomas said, but I just have a couple of other thoughts. Do you have a lot of testimonials that you can share?
I have some that there are a few on my website, but my website is woefully out of date, hasn't been updated in ages. And I do have others that I could share.
Okay.
And I could get more easily.
Because the reason I'm asking is because I actually know somebody here, and many of you probably know her on the call, Gloria Danvers. She took me through a process a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing. It was hypnotherapy, and I had done it years and years ago. And I was so transformed. And the reason it's so top of mind is I just listened to it again last night, and I woke up today with this renewed sense of amazingness, feeling amazing and like really hopeful for the future. And so I would be willing to write, I don't know you specifically, I would be willing to write a generic review about the process. But if you want to talk offline and we can just connect, and if I believe in you, which it sounds like I would, I'd be happy to write a personal review as well. But my second thought is, I think that if you two connect, and I actually know a few other hypnotherapists, if you guys connect in a group like this and just kind of share ideas and thoughts, I know she is really local as well, but maybe you guys collaborate on some ways to work together or give each other ideas or support each other in different ways, because she's having the same challenges as well as, how do you get clients and keep them? Because typically you get them and they're, after 6 sessions or something, they're gone. And then you have to get new clients, or, maybe 6 months later or a year later, they come back. But ideally you're trying to get them to go, you're trying to heal them so they don't have to come back. So if you'd like, I would make that introduction for you.
Oh, excellent. Yes. And you're right. I used to be a massage therapist, and then people come to you for life. Like they're addicted to you, but in hypnotherapy, you don't even want them to come back. But I'd like to restructure so that it's more hypno coaching and have some foundational structures in place so people would have more of a long-term commitment. But thank you so much, Tracy. I'd love to talk to you. And if you could connect me to, what did you say her name was? Gloria?
Gloria Danvers. And actually that's a really good point. Maybe her clients, I don't believe she's doing any coaching after the fact. So maybe her clients can then go to you and become your clients for the coaching piece.
No, that would be excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Last quick thing, Denise, to find a recurring revenue for clients that you transform. So here's what we do. So we have a 3-month online program that takes people from A to B, right? So they get to where they want to be. And then we offer something called the Purpose Pioneers Inner Circle. And that's a next level mastermind. So anyone who graduates or gets through everything and does what we tell them to do, they now have access to this mastermind where they pay a certain amount every month. And it's no longer like you're not saying you need to stay with me to, get transformed. You're like, hey, you got transformed. But if you want to stay in it, if you want to stay connected with us, because I'm always learning, I'm always teaching you stuff, you're always going to be going through things that you're going to need someone to bounce things off of. It retains people. Every single person that's graduated that we've asked has said yes to being in the inner circle. So it's a good way, once you make, the 3,000 to 5,000 for the program, it's a good way to keep getting recurring income from each of your customers, because it's not just about the transformation. They want to be a part of community too. They want to stay connected. They want to have that accountability group every single week. So just something to consider.
Yeah, well, thank you all so much. I don't want to take too much of your time because there's others, but I love that this is really refreshing for me because I've been so immersed in that course, and it's amazing, global, with fantastic people I'm working with, and it's deep and it's wide and it's wonderful, but it's just good to be with you guys for a change. You know what I mean? It's a different energy, and it's like quick and all these different, we're not all in the same course. So yeah, thank you. Very, very refreshing. And
glad to have you back. Inspiring. I'm glad to hear that. Good to have you back. Glad to see you well. Glad to be in your program.
Much. Great to be back.
And I'd like to write another testimony or two, so we'll connect offline. I got a couple of connections to make later. Awesome. Okay. Who would like to go next? Go, Jill.
Hey, it's Tracy. I can go.
Jill, I saw Tracy's hand, or Tracy, I saw Jill's hand, so you're next. Okay. Is that okay?
Works for me.
Great. You're next, Tracy.
Oh, I'm next. Okay.
I'm sorry, next after Jill. I apologize.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You finally got herself off of mute. We're good to go.
Okay. Hi, Tracy. We'll probably flow together. As some of you know, I'm not sure everybody does, I moved from Boulder to Phoenix last year, and it has been a very interesting change. I'm very happy where I am. There are aspects of Boulder I still miss, and Phoenix is feeling like home. A lot of challenges. As I left a career of 15 years. Not sure if I want a new career. Things pop up and I go, oh, this looks interesting. So I'm in an exploratory mode. And suddenly I'm shedding things. My car was stolen in early October, and it did come back 4 weeks later and needs to be replaced. It's minus a few things, few parts, and critical parts. Unfortunately, the same week my car was stolen, my dog of 15 years had to be put to sleep. And so it was a lot of shakeup, emotionally, in many ways. And then, of course, things piled up. I'm in Toastmasters and in Rotary and things like that in Phoenix. And it was like all these little things came that I needed to do, one of which is Rotary has a program called RILA, which is Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. And it's a free leadership camp for juniors and seniors in high school. And so I've just been interviewing kids and have been stuck at home more because I don't want to drive my car, which is undependable. And I'm going, I love doing this. How can I take what I'm doing with those kids and turn it into something? And do I really want to turn it into something? And I started tutoring, and I taught school early in my career and haven't done that for a number of years. And tutoring is okay. It definitely is not drawing me back into the school. And I'm organizing a bell ringing for the Salvation Army. I'm not connected with it, but my brother is. And that's okay. I'm being shown that really pulling people together to organize them to do something is not necessarily a highlight. So I feel I'm in a shedding and a discovery and this keeps coming to me to volunteer at the local PBS station. So I'm going to check into that. And there's not a direction other than the one thing that keeps coming to me in many different guises is if I see someone doing something well, I compliment them or I tell their manager. I just did this at Walmart. A gal was really, really helpful, a Latina gal, and it was an interesting scenario because I found out who the manager of the store was. But she came over and suddenly all these other Latinos were around to find out what I was going to say. And I complimented this gal and I shared to the manager, there should be some sort of recognition, hopefully, of her. And that was it. And then I walked away, never to be seen again. And I'm going, that is such a wonderful gift that I've done for a long time. And it's never planned. It's when something happens. And so there's something in all of these things where I feel good that I could possibly pull together in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not frustrated that I haven't pulled it together. In some ways, I'm enjoying the process. So that is the end of the saga as it now exists.
How can we serve you?
I was thinking of that when Mark was asking that question. And in all honesty, I don't know unless something comes up in your mind and you go, hey, that's something you may want to look at.
Well, I don't know if you heard the name of Thomas's company is Purpose Pioneers, and you've been a Purpose Pioneer for a long time, and then you went into retirement, and then since I've known you, you've been researching for your purpose. So I'm sure something will bubble up.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
It's Tracy. I've been working for the last few years. I work very closely with Jack Canfield, and he gave me a life purpose meditation that actually really set me out on my purpose. It really helped me identify it. I did it a few years ago, and I do it every 3 or 4 months just to see what else pops up. But I would be happy to share that with you.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Would you like me to post my email?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
I also have some other tools I can share with you as well, just to help you get clarity. And I'd be happy to have a call with you if you'd like to walk through it.
I'll put my phone number on as well. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thank you, Jill. Thank you for being open.
Hey, I'll offer up for a free coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'd like to meet you. I'm in Phoenix.
Yeah, I heard that when you said that. It'd be great
we should hang out.
Coffee or lunch.
Yeah, awesome. I'll introduce you to some of my peeps, and we've got a ton of people we work with. I know that Tracy's has been involved with eWomen. We're very engaged with the eWomen community around here, so maybe we can introduce you to some of those people too. Keep some more friends in town.
You rock.
Yeah, the past career I had was selling a leadership program to executive women.
Well, we should talk. We got lots of friends to share.
Send me your phone number as well, if you would.
I'll put it in there in the link, and you've got my email in there already. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
And I'll make sure everybody on the call has all of the stuff that's in the chat box, but if there's something particular you want, make sure to grab it. Cool. Thank you, Jill.
Yeah, so my quick comment on that is I want to affirm you first and say how cool it is and useful it is that you're exploring from a place of curiosity, not from a place of judgment. Like, oh, is it bad that it's not coming together? Is it bad that I'm doing all this stuff and I don't know what I really want? I think that's incredible. And that's what action does in the human life. It allows us to discover more about ourselves. So what I would say is as you sift through all these experiences, these people you're connecting with, these things you're doing for others, listen to your body and listen to your heart and listen to your intuition. Stay mindful and observant of how you're feeling in each of those experiences and see what really resonates, what really connects, what really lights you up, right? Because that will be the sign of what direction to go in. And the one focus I always say to start with is focus on who you want to serve, right? That's the first thing. It's not the difference you want to make in the world. It's who do you actually want to serve, right? Because you mentioned you were doing some young leadership mentoring. And if that's the person you want to serve, maybe just focus on serving those people in different ways, right? Or if it's maybe someone who's older, someone who's a woman executive, think about that through all these experiences you're currently going through and about to go through. Who did you get most excited about when you were able to have an impact on their life? And then I'm excited when you come back next month to maybe have a little more clarity on that, who the who is of who you want to serve.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Drop the mic. Oh no, his won't drop. John, Tracy is next. Did it share, Tracy?
Okay. I actually help two target markets. My primary focus is helping women entrepreneurs. I actually was in corporate for about 25 years and finally figured out I was on the wrong path. And so several years ago, I left corporate to follow my passion of really helping women, women that have either been abused as a child or have been some sort of trauma, or those who have been really stuck in the corporate world for so long and haven't really had the, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think right now. They haven't been able to leave their corporate job. They're fearful of that. I also help establish small and mid-sized companies. I do that through helping people get really grounded in their purpose, also helping them break free from all of the baggage that they've carried in the past, and then helping them create foundations through system structure, people, process, and so forth, build their strategy, execution. I provide value-based leadership programs to corporations as well as cultural transformation programs. So that's a lot. Right now, I'm really not going to hear Thomas going through in his head all the things to say to me. But yeah, I've got a lot on my plate. And really what I'm focused on at this moment is I'm putting all of that on the back burner, and I'm 100% focused on women, and specifically in the Orlando and Tampa area. In addition to all of that, I'm also the managing director for eWomen Network in Orlando, and I've just picked up Tampa. And because I believe that support is so important, that's where my focus is. So for the next couple of months, I'm just heads down doing that. And it's going great. I'm meeting the most amazing people. So what support I would need from you is essentially helping introduce me to amazing women, entrepreneurs and business owners in the Orlando or Tampa markets.
Beautiful. So first is I met with I'm a Sigma Chi, and I mentor young Sigma Chi leaders who just graduate. And one of them is a financial advisor. And he came to me, he's like, oh, I need to introduce me to anyone who needs help with financial advising. And I said, well, I don't really know who to introduce you to. And we got really clear on one thing, and I immediately had 3 or 4 people in mind. So I say that to say this. What is the pain, the specific pain you like to solve? Because I know all women need help, all men need help, right? We need help. So what's the pain that you're really helping address? Because then I can know who to think of in terms of who I need to introduce you to. Like, oh, I know Tracy, and you're in this position. This is exactly who she helps. Yeah. So what is that pain? And then what is that promised land you take them to, that goal, that point B?
So specifically for eWomen, most entrepreneurs don't have the resources or funding to be able to hire a business development manager. So they essentially, their 3 primary challenges are they don't have a way to market their products and services on a broad scale. They need more revenue, and they need more clients. That's it. So eWomen is specifically designed to help give them a platform so that they can promote their products and services, meet clients, of course, because we tend to support each other, and then increase their revenue either by selling to ourselves. We have over 500,000 members, and we typically do business with each other, or we have masterminds as well, and so we bring up ideas about ways to think about things they hadn't thought of before, and bringing new ideas that can really take them to the next level.
Okay. So it's women entrepreneurs who need to sell more stuff.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well said. Yeah.
Excellent. And you were already succinct, but look how sharp that was. So you and I have a meeting. There's quite a few people that I want to introduce you to. A couple of them will be at the event that I'm doing at the Central Florida Zoo. So I'll introduce you to Susan ahead of time. Susan Chatler, I think, is somebody that you should know. Thomas, do you know Susan Chatler? No? Okay. I'll introduce you to both of them. You're both in Orlando, and all of us that are in Orlando, being able to connect the other people that I think are really important would be helpful. So I'm going to create a list for you of just people that I know of that I want to introduce. I'll follow up with you on that.
Awesome. Thank you.
And for what it's worth, Lorenzo here, Tracy, I've already tagged you to set up a call with you to talk about what we can do with you and what we're already doing for the women chapters on a national basis. But also, I'll open up my email list to everybody I know in Florida, and we'll figure out a way to get that to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that reminded me of another thing. So if you can also post on our Facebook page, on our group page, about the events that you're doing, because I really want to make sure to promote each of your local events. Arlene also, she's a great host. So if you want to share that, and you can even, I don't know if you've got a link that you want to share in the chat, I can include that.
Yeah, I have a luncheon coming up next week.
A luncheon coming up with around sponsorship, around getting sponsorship for your business, correct?
No, for eWomen.
Oh, isn't that Arlene? Is it Arlene your speaker though?
Oh, that's a different day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you can post you got so many different events. If you can post them, that would be helpful so I can share them with the people here in Orlando.
I will. And I just want to share one other thing with the group, because it's been really, it's changed my life in the last couple of weeks, and hopefully it'll give you some thought. I mean, I was coming from a place of lack, and I know better than that. I teach people this, and I coach people on not to do what I've been doing lately. In the last couple of weeks, I just really grounded myself on who I'm here to serve and why. And I'm telling you, the people I have like 35 people that have come out of the woodworks wanting to meet and talk. And it's been so incredible. I don't even know where they're coming from, but the last couple of weeks, I've been able to meet and have really deep connections with a lot of people. And it just proves to me that when you just really open yourself up to serve others and not have any agenda, that the miracles that can happen.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I think too, you let them know how you can serve them, because a lot of times we have so much to give, but people don't even know how they can interact with us or how they can engage with us or what we can even do for them. So I think it's cool that you got really clear on who you're serving, how you can serve them, and why, because that attracts them to you. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and another, I guess, validation of this mastermind. When I was in a mastermind for about 1.5 years, and I was focused. Everything was awesome. And then the last 6 months, I dropped out. I moved here and just kind of left that. And it's amazing how fast you can spiral when you're not surrounded by amazing people. So thank you all. I really appreciate being here and am grateful for all of you.
Yep, bravo. Well done.
Thank you, Tracy. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. And yes, we'll connect. I'm glad that you're here. We are deeply resonant and have lots of work to do. So thank you.
Thank you.
There's people that are invisible. It's Tianga, Ida, and Lorenzo. I can't see you. John, I can see you. You haven't raised your hand.
I'll raise my hand.
Go ahead, John.
All right. My name's John. I'm a video marketing expert. People I serve, I typically serving a group of messengers who, are really trying to be more active with video, especially live video, and give them the ease in dealing with the technology that, as you know, can be very challenging, those of you who tried working with video, and get them producing more of it on a regular basis. And got some really interesting case studies going on and some a new master class I'm working on at the moment. So it's kind of the quick rundown on me.
And what kind of support can we help you with?
Mostly, I need some more case studies for what I'm working on with the master class. So if anybody's interested in doing more video, I'd love to maybe help you out there. That's probably the biggest thing right at the moment.
What was the who again?
People who are really trying to do more with live video, want people to see them on YouTube, Facebook, in a podcast, just more of that type of stuff.
Is it someone creating a personal brand and attempting to leverage that? Or is it an entrepreneur selling a product? Is there anything specific there?
Could be both. Could be both. I've had both sides of it. People just trying to leverage themselves and their own image or leverage a product.
Okay. And with the YouTube, do you help them create just the video? It's not like
I've done everything from help them to update and recreate the artwork and stuff on their channel and get their channel set up correctly, all the way to the video and planning it out and getting out there. So all the way through.
What I think you could do is to get really clear and super valuable, because you have all these valuable things to give, but when it's too much, you're going to spread yourself.
Yeah, I need to narrow it down to that's one thing. I'm listening to you say this and I'm like, yeah, I'm guilty.
I'm going to keep harping on it because it changed my life.
Narrow it down to like what's the key?
So pick just influencers, people trying to leverage their personal brand, and say, I help you set up your YouTube channel and create and know how to do video from here on out.
Yeah.
So you can, and then whatever they can now get that they couldn't get before, because that's what we're helping them do, right? We're not just helping them with video. The video is the how, right? They're not buying the how, they're buying what they're going to get by doing the video. So I help you set up your YouTube channel, no questions asked. I do all the back end shitty tech stuff. And then I help you create a plan to do this video stuff so you can get blank. And I think that message, and say it's only for personal influencers, it's only for those people, I think then people will know who to send your way and people will really see the clear-cut value you have to offer.
Cool. Makes sense.
Similarly, Lorenzo here. I'd love to chat with you, John. I sent you a message in the chat. For us to talk. I've got tons of clients that could use your service, and I'd like to see how to position you and get more about what we're doing as well. So thanks for that. We'll talk soon.
That'd be great. Look forward to it.
And I really love to have Thomas reiterate what I've been telling you about influencers, because a lot of the stuff that you do to introduce people is people who don't have a lot of the other pieces in place yet. When the big transformation you've done is for the influencers, where you've really managed their summits and all the other stuff. So having that clear focus, again, has everything that you do. Does this support that?
Yeah, in the end, what I'd really like to be doing is more summits, because that's really what I love doing. So
then commit to it. Only that. Commit. I promise that will open you up to receiving everything you need. Yeah. But it takes that jumping off the cliff, that commitment. And that's what faith is. It's not seeing what's ahead of you, but diving into what you want, what you love, what you're here to do.
And I love that was one of the themes for today, was around commitment. So John, if you want to post your commitment here or on the Facebook group, I know that Denise is going to be heading out soon. I wonder what the commitments are going to be for the next 30 days of, when we come back in a month, what will be different. And I'll have some follow-up support between now and then, but just having that clear would be very helpful.
Hey, read the chat real quick. I think Kianga and John, because he got clear,
yes.
I think some magic's about to happen.
I saw.
I think magic's about to happen. There it is.
There it is.
Hey, John, I want to talk to you about I'm doing a 3-day summit next year, and I want to bring amazing people in to speak to areas that I don't go deep in, and this is one. And this is actually one that all of my eWomen Network members in Orlando, this is what they need.
Boom, that's 2. Let's go.
Yeah. So for sure, you should speak with eWomen. You can do that for free. You can get connected and have a profile. If you want to be promoted, there's, you can join the Pro Speaker Network, but definitely get connected with your local chapter. Where did you say you were? I'm sorry.
I'm in near the Boston area.
Boston. Okay.
Really close.
I'll connect you with the eWomen Network managing director up there.
Cool.
Yeah. Now you can buy pot too. So you're good.
There you go.
You live on a farm in New Hampshire. I think it's funny that you say you live near Boston.
I don't live on a farm in New
Oh,
Hampshire.
no, I'm
I have a
just,
farm in New York, but
remember.
I live in it looks like I live in the woods. But it's pretty funny. Mark's seen my backyard.
Awesome job, John. Look at that clarity, reinforcing exactly that. And same thing with you as what Denise was talking about, having going through illness and personal life challenges, we can all relate to
I
that
know.
as well.
Well, I can
Yeah.
certainly relate to the, I've gone through much of the same kinds of thing I think as Denise has, not life-threatening yet, but it would have been. And, just trying to get the clarity around getting started again after being down for a while. It takes some doing.
So cool. Well, you got some big bang for that buck. Good job.
All right. Thank you very, very much, guys.
You're welcome. Ida, I see you on screen now. You're still typing though.
Yeah.
I hear you.
First, let me say I'm really happy to be here and that you reminded me of this, Mark. I'm getting so much. I'm definitely waiting for the replay to listen to this like a million times. But here's where I am. I serve introverted women like myself. I started out by just using the word nurturers. And started the Empowered Nurturers Network. I am trained as a coach, but not coaching. For the last year, I've started out by doing an online summit so that I can feel a little bit better on camera because I basically don't like to show myself. I work in the background. And that went well, but I haven't done anything video-wise since then. But I really love doing it, but retreat a lot from video. So I help introverted women who are nurturers, helpers, healers, like caregivers, because currently I'm a caregiver, and I want to help them around the area of self-care, because I know that people like myself self-neglect and give most of their energy to others. And so I also had the opportunity with the person I am caregiving for, when he spent like about 4 months in a home, and I noticed that most of the introverted or the nurturing type of employees were the ones who took that second or even third shift, it seemed like, to keep coming back to serve. So yeah, so where I am right now is working on setting up foundation, and I want to use the rest of this year to work on how to set up all my platforms. And like Thomas was saying, that's what I'm working on right now, keeping myself focused, because I am that head in the cloud type of person. And I am I'm in somebody's pilot program right now. And all she's letting us know is one person. One focus, one focus, one focus. No, don't worry about that. Choose the one thing and you stick with that and you stick with that. So I kept smiling when I heard Thomas say that. Like, you just hammer that in. And that's what people like me need to hear, because we got a million ideas and want to do anything. And I guess that's the reason why I haven't started really coaching, just doing content and being out there, just sharing information and not really serving anybody directly. So that's me right now.
I know there's so much to share from everybody. We're all just smiling at you. Thank you for sharing and for being here on camera.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how can we serve you?
Basically, I would like to see like everything come together, and basically name exactly the group of people. I know the group of people but I want the name to be shortened because my group is Self-Care for Introverted Women. And then when I started out, I had it as Empowered Nurtures Network. um, and so that sort of thing, the languaging behind it is what I want to know so that I can actually attract the right people. I dabble with the Facebook ads, but I'm not, proficient in it.
And what do you want your customers to do? Do you want them to join your Facebook group? Do you want them to join your program? What's the call to action?
Okay. My call to action at this time is joining the Facebook group because I want that to grow, and then like I was like beginning next year, like the very first part, I have a structure for just that one pilot program, and then I want to start having a call to action to be joining the pilot program.
Got it. Beautiful. So creating a community, and then from there, getting them to take the next step. So what I found with Facebook groups is it's really important for the who to be very clear. So I actually like that you said for introverted women, it's very clear. It doesn't need to be fancy. Women who are like that are going to resonate. But the next piece, the next evolution of your Facebook group name is going to be putting the transformation in it. So from blank to blank, parentheses, for introverted women, right? So for us, it's turn your purpose to profit for coaches, because now coaches know, okay, it's for me, but they now know the transformation. I'm going to go from just having a purpose and knowing I can help people to being able to really make consistent monthly revenue. So now they know those both things, who it's for, what transformation is occurring. And I think that will help attract the right people. The next thing I recommend you do is go into a bunch of other Facebook groups where people where your ideal client hangs out, that caregiver, that introverted woman caregiver, and post things speaking to their pain, speaking to where they are, how you understand where they're coming from. Don't give them too many answers, but just more relate with them, be with them, resonate with them. And when they resonate with you or engage with you, like if they like a post or they comment back, add them on Facebook immediately, and then start having a meaningful messenger conversation with them on Facebook. Hey, tell me your story, all that. And then invite them from that messenger conversation, invite them into your Facebook group. And that's, if you get 100 people like that you connect with organically and get that and invite them into your group, that is going to be the perfect foundation for you to really get some traction.
I love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Because what I've been noticing, like from my posting and content, is a couple of the posts or the long posts that I've done around people pleasing, like, because that's one of the things that we have a challenge with.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, so I have this thing I normally say, like you're people too, and that resonated with them. Like, serve yourself first because you are people too. If you're serving people, why not put yourself on the list?
Yeah.
And so people sort of resonated with that message. And so my thing is, like you say saying it. I see self-care as the catalyst for changing everything, like your confidence.
I agree.
Like all of that, because now that you decide to self-care, you start scheduling time for yourself, you start saying no to others, you start honoring your boundaries, all of that. So that's why it's self-care for me.
Well, also, I think when I start loving myself, I can now show up from a place of overflow, a place of wholesomeness.
Yes.
The person I'm caregiving for, right?
Yes.
If I keep serving them first, I'm draining myself. And Kianga can actually speak to this. She's a caregiver, and we had a conversation about this as well, where it's draining, and we need to serve ourselves. So what the key for you is to, when you post any content, speak to that. Speak to the story that they're cycling through every single day, every single week. It's, hey, you keep putting them first. you're being a good person, you're loving them, but you're feeling drained. And now you start resenting the person you're supposed to be loving. And like, speak to that, because they're going to go, oh shit, she's right. Oh, she must have the answer. Like, so really dig in and agitate those pains and be truthful, because we need them to know that you get it. You know the truth. You're not here to mess around. You're here to give it to them like they need to hear it.
Thank you. Thank
They'll
you.
resonate. They'll like it, and then you can add them and talk to them, and then it'll be great.
I definitely will do that. Thank you so much for that great advice.
You're welcome.
And one of the great things about that is it's where you are right now. It's not about getting clients. It's about creating that engagement. A lot of people wait until they have their message clear to start marketing. You're marketing now by building that community. So love that stuff. You also might want to meet with Gina Tickerson. I think you've already met her in the program earlier. She lives here in Orlando, and she works specifically with caregivers. And one of her coaches and mentors I also met through Tracy, Tony Giddles, who has a whole certification program around caring for the elderly. So another person that I will make sure that you connect with.
Yeah, and I have a couple of others that I've also connected with Tony as well, that I've met in the last year. I've probably got 5 other caregivers who have some amazing stories and connections as well for you. And they're not local, so that might give you a broader reach as well.
I think, and this is Kianga, one of the things in this sphere that I am seeing and collecting from stories of people that have been through the caregiver journey, but that most people are not considering on the front end, is what is the long-term cost, right? Like, what's the cost to your career, to something like your retirement investment, right? Like your ability to care for yourself in future. I think a lot of people are in the day-to-day and they're not really seeing kind of what is the big picture impact of the choices that you're making now.
Thank you, Kianga. That brought to mind another thing that caused me to think about this more. I was at a conference, and of course Mark would know that conference, Elena Vincent, and I met 2 people. One was a caregiver, and one who actually had a business around supporting caregivers. And the statistics that she gave me was eye-opening. She said about 60+%, 64% or so of people who actually are caregiving, they die before the person that they're taking care of. And about actually,
Lordy.
Pardon?
Lordy.
I said Lordy.
Oh yeah, and about 70% become terminally ill or have illnesses that could lead to death. You know, because the personality of a caregiver in general is somebody who self-neglects and is so concerned about the person they're taking care of, they forget about themselves. So that was really a serious piece of information I got there. And so I started to look at myself. And that's one of the reasons my sister is coming to be with me. Like I put in the post, she's going to give me a little break so I could sleep.
That's huge. Speak to your story and speak to that realization. That realization is your aha moment. That's going to really resonate with them. Wow, I realized like my ego is talking, that I was actually neglecting myself and I was actually putting their needs first because I didn't want to even look inside. Like, speak to that. I think that's really going to be the piece that people are going to go, damn, she gets it. She's been through it. I'm in it now. I need her to take me to the promised land. So really dig into that. Use your story. It's powerful.
And I really think I was brought here, like I tell my sister, I said, I was brought to this situation for my own personal development, because this is not the area that I was heading in. I've been in like traditional stuff before, even with my personality, I've been in sales. And so that was very helpful. My coaching, I really wanted to go and be a parenting coach, but when I came to this, then I knew exactly what area of coaching I should actually focus on.
You're there.
What was happening to me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, and one more thing, another resource. Next Tuesday is our the reschedule from Lars's call when I was at Renee's funeral. So you should have gotten that information, but I will get it out to everybody again next Tuesday. It's the life hacks, all of the stuff that you're talking about, the extreme self-care. Lars is the founder of the Body Mind Institute, and his master class is part of this program. So you'll have that next Tuesday.
Awesome. Mark, I just have to tweak that. Renee's father's funeral.
What did I say?
Renee's funeral. I just couldn't leave it out there.
Thank you for changing that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got one more to go, don't we?
Yes, I think we actually made. I don't know if Lorenzo is changed, but Kianga, you're on the line.
Oh, two more.
Yep. Kianga, do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. I have two safe ports. One is that I'm in a loud place, and the other is that I am a bit faded, but I'm gonna I'm gonna bring it the best I can. So I'm Kianga. I am a masculinity coach. Who I serve is I work with what I call second act men. These are men who are in transition. That could be personal. John is laughing. I'm like, I think you know what I mean, right? Those can be personal, professional, or spiritual transitions. For me, it's a distinction from the kind of first act. If I do it all right, everything is going to go just my way, guys. So I tend not to work with like the young 20-somethings, but some people hit those transitions fairly early. And what I'm digging into here is I'm helping them connect with their own personal versions of masculinity in a really rapidly changing cultural landscape. And I do that so that they can have a really empowered foundation for creating a next chapter that integrates desire and relationship and purpose and big picture legacy together. And I think right now we don't have a kind of popular version of masculinity that shows men how to bring all those things together. So that's what I do and who I serve. The challenges that I'm facing right now are around completion and visibility, right? I know a lot of the things that I want to create, and it's getting them all finished, and Ida getting them finished as a caregiver, right? Like while I'm also doing care, I'm in Florida caring for my mother. So managing those hats, and there are a couple of elements to the completion and the visibility. Some of them are circumstantial, but some of them are also internal. So working through that dynamic simultaneously. I'm creating a group course for the beginning of the year it's the first module in a 4-sequence online training. And my focus for that training is feeding your connection hunger and awakening desire. So that's sort of the first of the 4 pillars. And the support that I need is, I'm really finding when I have active models, things go quickly. Like when I'm co-working with people, when I can see your systems. So like going through your processes really helps me set up my own processes, if that makes sense.
Yes. So Thomas was talking about spiritual or just rituals and habits to help his life. Are there specific processes that you're looking for? Is it around mechanics of your business? Is it?
Well, like, today, right before this call, Mark, I did your vision mapping scheduling intake form, right? And it's actually, for me, while I'm in the process of creating a lot of content like that, like I just signed up for Acuity, it's really, really helpful to go through other kind of like-minded systems, right? So if you have courses that you would let me into, or like you've got a Facebook process, it's just like, I'm in a kind of like best practices consumption, but not at the level of theory, at the level of execution, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to talk about like the idea of a funnel. I want to see your funnel.
Excellent.
Kianga, it's Tracy.
Hey,
Let's chat offline. I have
tons of processes, because I am a process girl. So for every part of a business, some areas I don't go deep in, like the Facebook is one of them. That's one of my weak spots, and video and things like that. But just building a foundation, I can share with whatever you need. So we can just chat offline. That's what I do.
So good.
And that reminds me too, if there's a process that you're good at and would like to share, we would love to have any of you share a piece. So like, I think of like all the different pieces of the process that you can go through, even like scheduling. How do you plug in all of the different things? So if it's time management is your specialty, or if creating a vision map, whatever that might be, if there's something that you want to share with the group, let me know. And I was saying that to Tracy because you were saying that that's part of your thing.
Oh,
process.
Sorry.
But
I was on mute. Yeah, I'd be happy to.
So Kianga, are there any other specific processes that you're looking for? You said the funnel. That's interesting. And
online courses, right? Like, I really want to know like the nitty gritty of like, are you using Teachable? Are you using Kajabi? What were the places kind of where you got stuck? What were your decision points, right? Like if you had it to go back and do again, what would you do differently? I mean, a lot of that system stuff, you only get it through you only learn it through going through it. But so many people have gone through it. I feel like I can make more informed choices on this end. Right? Because I'm not fast. I'm not an executor. It's not my thing. But right now I don't have a team, so I'm doing a lot of execution, and it can just go really slowly because my mind goes to, I want to understand the territory, right? So I like kind of pop out to see the map. It's not very effective for completion. So the more you can be like, hey, here's the territory, I can just get through with my content.
Cool. It also feels like it's a beautiful segue into Lorenzo, because you've got people that do all of that stuff.
I was just going to offer, Kianga, I just reached out to you on Facebook, Lorenzo here.
Awesome.
And we serve the small business, entrepreneur, spiritpreneur community with all systems all the time, independently agnostic. So we use Kajabi and Infusionsoft. We have Shapeshift University, which we just launched this week, which is Lars's platform. We are all technology all the time, but we really build systems and solutions. So I will give you a free technology call, my 18 company startups and all the technology I've ever done. I'll share it with you, and you can pick my brain all you want.
Okay.
So if you friend me on Facebook, that's all you got to do.
I'll do it. Marry me?
Like my company. Well, I'm living with the love of my life, so I think we're off track. But I will tell you this, because I love your energy, and I really want to hear about your men. 90% of our clients are women right now, and I know that with Tracy's conversation around the eWomen Network, we do a ton with women and help them come to life. Personally, I have 3 daughters, so I've been the Sherpa, and I've been the dad, and I've been the guy who promotes women and supports them, and it's part of my life purpose. So as I loved what Thomas is doing, I lived into a personal journey. I am about self-love, self-awareness, and making a difference in people's lives, and that's the company I built, Shapeshift. It's about shifting the way you think to shape your future. And we are here to serve, and I am living in purpose, and I'm loving it every day. So what we're looking for, what I'm looking for, big surprise, I am looking for podcasts. I'm looking to get our message out because we just built this company, and I'm going to build an online marketplace for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people where you can connect with others to serve humanity. The marketplace is called the Elevate Marketplace. The vision is the power of we elevates me, and it is about elevating humanity and elevating each other. So I am so excited to provide technology services, connecting people together. And the marketplace is about connecting people in integrity and doing the right thing. And so as we launch our first version of that this year, the Shapeshift University is just the segue into this overall marketplace. So love to hear all the things that you're doing. Ida, just so you know, I took care of my mother-in-law for 3.5 years. She had Alzheimer's, recently passed. And John, I was married to a wonderful lady and took care of her mother, and then she divorced me. I'm like, what the F? But, you know, we all have stories, and I couldn't be happier, right? So here's the thing. My life is about challenges, and I'll close with this. I'm here to make a shit ton of money so I can give it back, because my oldest daughter, who was a cancer survivor, she was 2 years old when she was diagnosed with cancer. She's now an oncology nurse at San Diego Children's Hospital. So I am here to serve. I am here to make a difference. And I really appreciate everybody. I really appreciate Mark and the community that he's brought together. But we're a collective. We're about collaboration and cooperation. And I'm here to get more people, to serve more people. So I need your help. That's what I need. Now, let me help talk to some more folks, individually or in a group. Love to do it.
Lorenzo.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to tell you, I know a lot of people with podcasts I can introduce you to, and I can do that offline. But they have very large audiences and are always looking for people to share.
Yeah. That's awesome, Tracy. And as I said before, I might connect with you anyway. So
yeah,
I've got you on my email list today to get back to you later this afternoon. Thank you so much.
Cool.
I was just going to add that I think you already got Jackie's list, Jackie Lappin, one of the other mentors in that group. So she's got a whole list of podcasts and connections, and can make them directly if you need to. But I also wonder, how many times have you seen Steve Olsher in the last 6 months?
Oh my gosh, Steve and I can't stop seeing each other. When I turn around, right? And I've been on one of his webinars this week. Yeah. So, and we're also doing shows for people. So yeah, I'm finally gonna do Steve, I think in February this year.
Awesome.
So anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for sharing your stories. We're really just looking to get our message out. Right now, we're helping people through technology, but ultimately, we're collecting and bringing people together to serve each other. And I really like, Thomas, getting a chance to know you and hear your words and your wisdom and your energy around helping people. You're a guided soul, and I appreciate you.
And right before the new year,
Likewise.
we're going to be. Oh, good, you did unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Lorenzo, have you thought about doing your own podcast?
Sorry, I'm launching. I just unmuted myself, trying not to get in your way. Yeah, we are launching Shapeshift Media Network next year, and so we have a whole media support group, team, and podcast and radio show. So yes, that is coming. So we have a channel, a pay-per-view channel. We're just launching all that shortly.
Cool.
And we interview our current customer base right now because our customers are amazing healers and others. So we're bringing them to life as well. So thank you for that. I'd love to hear more about what you think.
Well, I was just going to share. eWomen Network Podcast Network is huge.
Yep, absolutely. I'm on the speaker list, and I know Kim and met Sandra, and we are working up that. One of our clients works as eWomen, is using that network, so we're supporting her from a virtual admin perspective. So thank you for that. And I think we're plugged in and want to help serve that community through that service.
Well, if anybody else on the call, I think there's 2 spots open left for next year for that network.
Oh, perfect. You're right. I saw that.
Awesome. Thomas was going to add something.
In terms of podcasts, what I've seen is podcasting is something really special because and in terms of you doing it, Lorenzo, like for me, if I were to do a podcast where I brought on guests, it's useful because I get to invite someone onto my platform and say, hey, I'm going to champion you. We're going to have a conversation about you and the impact you're having. And it's the perfect way to meet anyone, right? Because no one's going to say no to being on a podcast. So it's the perfect way to meet people and have a meaningful conversation and champion them. And then they're going to share your podcast in their network, right? So it's a perfect way to build organic audiences beyond your own. So when you do, I got a fire truck going on in downtown Orlando, so bear with me here. But when you do interview your own clients, also make sure to like soak it in the powerful notion that it's also about getting new people into your sphere and building meaningful relationships. So I might be preaching to the choir there, but podcasting is that powerful tool, man, to go from cold to we are committed and we have a relationship. Let's help each other.
Yeah, thank you for that, and I do see that light and lean into that strongly. So thank you.
Cool. Yeah, got you.
Right now, you're looking for podcasts to be on, and next year you'll be looking for guests for your podcast.
Exactly.
Like shortage of those at all.
Clean and sweet. Thank you, sir.
Lorenzo, are you pretty active on Facebook?
I'm not, but we're just launching a Facebook social engagement strategy. So I'll have peeps doing that for me. We do have some people doing work, but yes, we'll be more and more active on that.
Okay, because I asked that because what I found is a Facebook Live show is a super low maintenance, easy in the moment way to put yourself out there and build those relationships. and organically spread your message. So you could just randomly say, I'm starting a show tomorrow, and invite a guest on, and you can just start doing Facebook Lives. And as you plan out your podcast for next year, it's a really great way to meet people, build relationships, get them to share that video into their community. So consider doing that while you're building up your strategies and your podcasts and all that.
Yeah, thanks. I will definitely do that. And like Ida, it's time for me to be seen. So I'm good to go.
Yeah, you definitely have a way. I think you definitely have a natural way of speaking about what you believe in that really resonates. I definitely feel your authenticity, and I feel the power of your message. And I think it's time to put that out there, because the world will not know they need you, right, until you start putting it out there. And Facebook Live is the number one way to do that.
Yeah,
number one way.
Touché. Yeah, that's a great reminder.
They feel trust, and they see value, and then they share it with thousands of other people when they put it on their timelines. It's really the best way to build that organic reach.
My official Christmas gift to myself will be Facebook Live, and I'll let you know about it.
All right, perfect. I'll be watching. We're friends now.
Yeah, absolutely. To Mark's point, I've committed. I just cooked the goose. I'm good to go.
And you said we've already got one scheduled. You just have to give me the date. So
I know, exactly.
We'll do that before Christmas.
Tomorrow?
No, I think around 8th or 9th of December, sometime soon.
Excellent. And I'll let everybody else know that. So what a great way to wrap up. That was a very powerful thing. You're doing Facebook Live. Again, I will share our dates for our upcoming Facebook Lives with Lorenzo. If anybody else wants to do one, I would love to do one with you as well. So thank you for 90 minutes of pure gold. I really appreciate everybody for being here, for showing up. And I'm going to follow up with you also with Mitch's thing around commitment, the accountability software. We're including that for free. I'll post all of this stuff on Facebook. It's hard because everybody's a little bit different. Some people prefer the membership site. Some people prefer Facebook. Who prefers Facebook? Anybody? And who prefers the membership site and the emails?
I prefer membership site and emails. Facebook is overwhelming to me.
I'll continue to do both. That's what I need to know. So again, I'm here to support you. And if you think of another way, one of the things I was thinking about is having some type of a technology or systems call where we all just mastermind around that. Maybe that'll be a theme for one of the upcoming calls. But if you think of something else that I can do to support you, please let me know. Really, the biggest thing for right now is how I can best support you. That's what I'm looking for most, is whether it's systems or refining how I share or anything about the calls, anything that I can do to better serve you helps me to better live my mission. It will help everything else that I do. That's all I'm looking for. So again, I'm going to copy this, paste this. You're going to get the emails. We do have an update. We have a masterclass next week with Lars. We're coming into Thanksgiving. So I would like to end with everyone just sharing something that they're thankful for. I'm thankful for the people in my life. I'll start with my family, but all of the people in my life, the people that are surrounded me in mission.
I'll go. I'm thankful that love wins. Like, I'm really glad that that's true.
I will add that I'm thankful for all these hard lessons, because I am now a diamond in the rough, shining bright with the friends and family I have on this call and around me. I'm here to serve.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for the process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for all of you and what you add to my life.
I will unmute you. Is that what you were asking? Oh, I want to unmute. There it goes.
Yeah, I just picked up this card. I trust the process of life. So I surely I'm there. I'm grateful that that I'm being connected. I really feel like this is a divine intervention for me on Facebook. And the people I'm connecting with get me because I don't have that offline. So I'm grateful for this community and others that are meeting online to not make me feel like I'm so strange, because I have a different take from people I interact with offline. So I'm grateful for everybody online and just them being so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for all of the the people that I have met that have supported me in allowing myself to really give it all up, and the struggles that I went through last year, all of the lessons that I've learned. And I'm just grateful for, even it was a terrible experience, but I'm grateful for having gone through it so that I can focus on really what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, I'm thankful for all the great people who love and support me, especially you.
You're pointing to Thomas.
Well, he loves and supports me too.
I was over here.
All right.
Beautiful.
Whatever. I love you.
I love you.
Really.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, the way that you show up in the world and the way that you're showing up on the call for each other. I look forward to our next call in 1 month and seeing the progress in your commitments. So stay in touch.
Sounds good.
Yeah, great turkey day, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
you.
Happy
Bye, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.